So welcome back to yeah, there you go. Less Cash, More Mash. My name's Tom.
Mike.
I almost said the Mike Show. I started saying something with an M. I don't know where it was. So today we have one of them controversial ones. We're gonna go with that. This was only found in my local store that I usually go to. They actually had this one and they had another one that we'll see in the future. But Nestville Whiskey. So when I started doing some research on it, there's not a whole lot going on in this one. It's supposedly produced in Slovakia or somewhere over there anyways.
That's what it says in a bottle.
Well, that was actually what it said on the internet. And they didn't have a lot on it. They talked about it's made with the mineral-rich water that region is known for. Does have a 3-year statement. It is 80 proof. It's a blend of both single malt and single grain whiskeys that are often from different distilleries. So whoever Nestville is, I think they just source it from other people.
It said, yeah, and it was bottled. So they got a. It
seems
seems like they got a variety
it was
pack.
bottled from. Do you remember when you read it?
Nestville. It says Nestville. Doesn't even have it.
Yeah, I'm not even sure where Nestville. I didn't read the bottle.
I don't think it did.
Where it said like what state it actually comes out of.
I don't think it came. It's aged 3 years.
Because Slovakia is not in the States. That part I know. Which sounds extremely Polish.
A little bit.
Like when the other place that they said it was from originally, but neither here nor there. It's not a big deal. It is
It says it's imported. Medco, Atlantic, Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, so it's probably just
so
probably bottled in New York.
Yeah. They bring it over, and then they do their tricks
and whatever they do.
Maybe there's a Nestville, New York. I don't know. It doesn't say anything about that. It's got a signature.
There may be.
I don't recall a Nestville, New York.
I don't know. I've driven through it a bunch of times, but nice place to visit. But I wouldn't want to live there.
When it's late at night and you're cruising through.
Yeah, that's usually when I'm dying through it. Though
the cities and the towns don't care.
No. But again, I looked on like Total Wine and another big place that has a good website, a couple of them around me, and this one was like non-existent. It just happened to be at the one that I normally shop at. Not overly dark in color, which means absolutely nothing. Or could mean everything. I don't know. But it doesn't, you really can't usually tell, on that. But they did have 2 different ones. This is their 3-year, so we figured we would start with this one.
Younger
than the other one we had. We're on a run.
We'll have a quick ethanol blast to start.
This is giving me a lot of Gilbert. If I had to throw one out there of what it smells like, I'm going to try to give it the benefit of the doubt. I'm not getting a whole lot of, there's no vanilla, no caramel. Although, we did go back to Gilbert a couple times in the last couple videos, and it does have more of a...
In the neck.
Just like a little vanilla flavor.
Yeah, when it sits and it dries up, like kind of, you get like a...
There is a sweetness to it, but it's not anything... There's no brown sugar sweetness. It's like kind of...
I don't know. There's a reason, I guess, we kept this one so close, because it's...
They're smelling a lot alike. Honestly, they're smelling a lot alike. And this is the
I'm
same...
not even going to compare it.
Honestly, it's the same store. No, I'm not... I don't want any more of that. Like, no, this is what it smells like. I think I'm having it right now.
It does.
They just put another label on it and said, hey, welcome to Nestville.
Let's put in Slovakia. Yeah, it's sweeter, though. It's got a sweeter taste going.
No, it doesn't.
It's more caramel-esque going down. No heat, just a...
You can't say caramel. It tastes like caramel to you?
Sugary caramel. It's a sweeter flavor going down.
You're entitled to your opinion. But
No,
I'm not feeling caramel. I get the sweet. I get the sugary.
So it ain't brown sugar.
No, that's why I wouldn't even go...
It's way too strong for that.
Yeah, I think caramel is too. I'm almost going like white sugar. I'm not even jumping either one of the flavors. Honestly, like there is a sweetness.
There is,
but it's not like a butterscotch or honey or
honey sweet
or honey is sweet, but it doesn't taste like that to me.
No.
No maple. Like
I'm gonna take this over the last one we just did. by 10.
Oh, over the Stillhouse?
Yeah.
I won't disagree. There is a sweetness to it where the other one didn't really even
No,
bring sweet.
because I was tasting that for like a good hour after we drank that one. I tried every little snack we had up here, and not so good.
I thought I wrote it down, but I didn't. Okay, so for this bottle, 750 milliliter, I believe. I have my glasses on.
Looks it.
Yep, 750 milliliter, $14.99. So price wise, it's not outrageous. It's actually relatively.
And it
cheap.
has more
That was
flavor
the whole
than
thing.
Gilbert's.
Yep.
No.
It's a little more than that. It's a lot less than Stillhouse. So already it wins on that aspect of it.
I'm not even like Stillhouse is just a cute looking can up here.
But you know what? Honestly,
my
let's not sugarcoat it though. Even though it's cheap in price, it's cheap in flavor and taste and everything like that. So
we have way better. Our handles up there for way less.
If you're looking at the price is nice for $7.50, but like you said, I would go with Benchmark or any Lone Hand or any one of them ones that's going to be close in that price. I don't know what Lone Hand is, but they all look the same. Yeah, for the price,
McKenna will smoke this.
This is not.
It's okay.
It has a sweet.
It's okay.
Almost like a white cake smell to me. Like it doesn't like you know how light vanilla cake is. It's just kind of like. You smell it and you're like, it's not like, ooh, that's chocolate cake. That smells delicious.
It's
and then you go,
even like the white
cake you're like,
before you even add anything to it.
It's just like
the powder puff.
Yeah, and you're like, ugh. Like I'm not a white cake person, so
I mean,
I'll
doctor it, but it's.
But if you're gonna do like a chocolate cake, you're like, oh, it's chocolate cake. It smells delicious. And then you do white cake, and you're like, yeah, it's white cake. You know what I mean? Like
because chocolate cake is almost like a hot cocoa, and then you kind of have that same.
And like to me, this is this smells like it might develop into something.
Weak
now that we
caramel-esque flavor.
Honestly,
I know you keep saying no. I get a weak when it goes down. You get a little sugary caramel-esque flavor. Is it a sugar daddy flavor? No. It's weak. It's weak.
I'll give a sweet sugar flavor. I can't say caramel.
All right.
Just. I get what you're saying. You're trying to say like it is like that texture.
It's not a word of this because even that's too strong.
That's caramel. It has like that.
Yeah.
You know, caramel.
Too
flavor.
strong.
No.
It's weaker. It's way weaker than that. Hit or miss. It's what did you say? This was?
I mean, this is borderline rock candy. You know what I mean? Like when you used to. That's where you just get the sweet, but you don't really get any other flavor than sugar. No, he's never made it.
Jerky sauce is zero, just while we're talking about him. But. And subscribe, like on ours. Just, this is one of them. If there's nothing else in the store, I wouldn't not buy it if you want to get something in you. But even like, would you mix it? I don't think it would carry. It's kind of like a vodka-esque. You and I would not be happy mixing this.
Well, yeah, I mean, it says whiskey, but to me, it doesn't scream.
This is like if we're mixing this is 95.5.
Yeah.
Or you're not even gonna taste it.
No.
Or for us, you put like 3 eye drops of Coke or ginger ale. It's black.
Tammy actually asked me, "Have you had a whiskey and Coke since we've been doing this?" Like, because you almost kill yourself for any like beverages.
Well, we'll try it one of these days if that's what we want to see. We'll try it.
No, I'm just curious. Like, have you have?
Oh I have. I've had Jameson and ginger.
And it was still okay.
Yeah. But of course, the local bartender is very good.
Yep.
So.
Yeah,
we won't leave names, but she does a great job. So
I am striving to pull something out of this, but really, I'm not even getting like a vanilla caramel. It's like just sweet.
It's a brown sugarish light.
If you want heavier though.
It is.
Even the light brown sugar is heavier than this. Like, you know, when you get the dark brown sugar and light brown sugar.
I don't know if there's a difference.
I don't know if there is either, but it still gives you that brown sugary. Like, this does not scream brown sugar to me yet. Maybe it will when it sits longer, but.
What are you going to go with a stevia? You probably never had it.
No, you're right. I probably, unless it was in one of my, I've never bought stevia. No.
Yeah. I got big jugs of it.
I've done all the other artificial ones.
I'm only all natural. Anyway.
I do have a sweetness.
There is.
There is a sweetness, but it's not a caramel. It's
Oh,
not
you
a
know what?
butterscotch. It's not a honey. I'm telling you,
If
it's
you-
like a
if
white
you-
sugar in water.
Again,
Like it's just sugar water.
It reminds me kind of a
Simple syrup.
a Canadian whiskey again.
Yeah, a little bit.
An easy drinker, not a bad flavor.
Right.
Just
not-
not. It's not gonna choke. It's not gonna choke you. It's not gonna heat you up. And if you're new, it wouldn't be a bad starter.
It's not. You're right. It's not screaming. You're not tasting any oak barrel. You're not tasting
No.
any of the vanilla or the caramel or anything. It's actually a subtle.
You got to pull.
It's a subtle whiskey flavor.
Yeah.
I will give you that. You know what? I can go with. You know what? It would probably like a Lord Calvert, like where it's a light, cheap
a newer
Canadian
and I can't-
whiskey.
He gets mad when I say it's like
I don't.
for the other gender, but typically
Oh.
they don't like the whiskey, so that flavor.
We love our women. We're not trying to dump on our
We
women.
do. It's
No,
just-
no. I
And then
really,
there's plenty that can probably
outdrink me, right?
on.
No,
And I work with a few, so it just this would be if you wanted to jump into the whiskey game. This would be.
I think it
starter.
still has.
It's not harsh.
Like my wife, if she drinks whiskey, she's like, bah! It just her tongue instantly waters up, like she wants it. Like it's just not. And this still brings
But
you there.
she could probably drink tequila all day or something. You know what I mean?
Different stuff.
She'd have a different.
But this
No.
was this still kind of brings you there. But it is a sweetness, but it's not a. It's weird. It is a weird. It wouldn't definitely not be my go-to.
If we were gonna put this in with like we were talking the lower end,
It would get smashed.
I agree. I
think
would
it-
almost honestly.
I don't even
I
think we
think-
could put this with the Irish.
No, definitely not.
It would
I
get
think
smashed.
we'd be able, it would hold its own maybe in a Canadian whiskey war, and it's not even part of that. But to me, it drinks like that.
Maybe. But we don't
And-
have a lot of Canadian.
No,
Well, I can tell you right now.
I would compare it.
that not Shield Egg. What was the other one that was really the one we have the salted caramel that would
Ellington.
Ellington right here would smash that one because that had so much more flavor and taste.
I would definitely not put this up against Irish.
But now that you say that,
even though it's only 80 proof, and this is not just like a lot of the Irish drinks harder than they are as far as proof. I think that's because of the rye or the.
I'm gonna shut my mouth. Now that you say that, if you now that it's sat in your cup a little bit and you really shut your mouth and dig in, it's starting almost butterscotchy like Ellington did. It's starting almost butterscotchy.
Well, I've been saying.
You've been saying it.
Caramel
So no,
right
no,
along,
no,
light,
because
but-
there was a sweetness, but it wasn't coming. So if you really
Yeah, I said you had to
trying
work.
to jostle here,
And it's a sweetness going down. It's
It is-
a
it
very
is sweet.
easy, and you don't get the alcohol burn. That's if you were starting out in the whiskey land, if
This
this
would probably
if
be
this
good.
is in your area, I don't even know. I don't know if this is like just to your store.
I only
I don't even know if it's
there.
at Total Wine. I never looked it up.
When I looked it on Total Wine, it wasn't there.
Yeah, so maybe
I don't know.
it's a store thing here local. I don't know.
I'll be interested to see because we actually have a 6-year version of this, and I'll be curious to see how it fares. But the good thing is we drank it down. It's at the shoulders now, so we're gonna let this sit. We're gonna do it in a future episode, and I want to see. This might actually open up. The more this is even sitting in the glass,
No,
it's starting to give me like a. I'll borderline butterscotch now, and not caramel yet. I know you're there. I haven't graduated to it yet. It's
I'm
just
not-
a
I'm
light.
not jumping
If
on
it
the
is
whole
caramel, it's a whole real light.
No, it is. I don't know. To me, if you watched our last episode, how about 12 of these before?
Yeah, it's not horrible. And again, $14.99. I would buy it again.
If you're just starting out and you want something easy, smooth, and not looking
Or if
for
you have a collection and you're trying to introduce people to something new, this is a nice, simple, easy drinking.
Right.
There's nothing aggressive about this.
but
at all.
if they're gonna be looking for notes and all that, then this is
No, but if they're trying to get into drinking whiskey, There is nothing. It's not an aggressive smell.
No,
it's not an aggressive
no.
taste. There's absolutely zero aggression in this whiskey. Zero.
I agree.
You know,
I agree.
So if you're trying to introduce someone like, here, this is a whiskey, try it. I'd be hard pressed to think of anyone that wouldn't like it. As far as like,
no aftertaste, no nothing.
No, it's
Thank
super
God
easy.
Because I burped that last one all the way home. Just so you know, that was awful to me.
And the tongue isn't bad.
No.
It does give you a little flavor. There is a huge sweetness when you.
I'm gonna
drink
save this for like I've been doing for the last few.
Yeah.
For like a little mini shot and see if there's some heat. And I think you'll feel a little heat if you do a shot of this.
You know, the more that it sits, the more it's kind of developing.
It's growing.
Into
It's
more.
growing.
Like Gilbert didn't grow up. We drank
No.
that a week and a half, 2 weeks later, and it's still the same way as it was, just a little bit sweeter. This one actually has a sweetness in the beginning. And honestly, when we first did Ellington, I didn't taste 90% of the stuff. You can go back and watch our review.
Probably
I didn't
not.
taste anything.
But again,
and then
we
when
were
you
still
brought
fairly
it,
new.
and then when you brought it back, I was like, wow, that is super butterscotch and everything after the fact. But this might do that also. But overall,
We'd have to see too. Maybe it is only local here. So if you find it where you're at,
yeah, leave a comment down below. Again, I seen these two at my store, so I bought them because they were relatively cheap.
I haven't seen
Because
them.
again, you don't find a $7.50 for $14.99 very often. So I grabbed this one and I grabbed the 6-year, which I want to say was somewhere in the low to mid 20s. But then when I was doing research on them, I wasn't finding a whole lot, and
which typically
so I
tells us.
looked at Total Wine and I looked at another big store we have near us, and they were like, "Yeah, we don't have that. We don't have that." So I
Not
couldn't
made
even
for us.
reference. Yeah, I couldn't even reference it. But I don't know. Leave a comment down below if you can't even find this. But overall, not horrible. $14.99. I would say grab it because it's definitely a different profile. It's not going to bring the bourbon flavors like the heavy caramel and the vanilla and the brown sugar. It's a light.
It's a very,
maybe
very light.
butterscotch, thin. I will agree with you on
Caramel-esque.
not the crap on Canadian whiskey. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but they don't carry as many flavors to me usually.
Or the heat.
And this does remind me of both.
And we actually haven't done a Canadian whiskey.
We don't have a
in
good
while.
one. I don't think we even have.
No,
I don't even think we have.
I don't know, because they're easy. I don't know, they're just like a.
My store separates them.
Yeah,
So they put the bourbon and the scotch and the Canadians like in a whole nother
Irish.
aisle. So yeah. And the Irish is actually in a whole nother spot in my store. So
and Scotch.
like you're right.
They typically have
mine,
Irish and Scotch.
Scotch is on the other side of my store. That's the funny
For
part.
most of mine, it's the Irish.
It used to be, and
Scotch
when I used to buy scotch all the time, I went up to the teller years and years ago, and I'm like, "Did you get rid of all your scotch?" They're like, "Nope, it's over here now." Like it's in a whole
Look for the
different
aisle that
section.
says
Yeah,
Scotch.
it's a whole different section. I was
Hey,
like,
dummy,
what
it says
happened?
Scotch.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, it used to be all intermingled, but overall, not horrible. It
No.
definitely ain't gonna take the top 3 by any means. It doesn't carry
No.
enough flavor or taste, but there is a sweetness that I think may develop into something the longer it sits open like this. I think it will. It definitely already surpasses Stillhouse and Gilbert. Not that it's a huge leap.
Definitely.
Not that it's a huge leap for
surpasses
either,
Stillhouse.
but it definitely. I mean, it already gives me more of a vanilla.
That's more of a nose.
I'm going to go vanilla, which also reminds me of a lot of the.
Oh, I can live with a vanilla.
I'm going to go with more than the caramel. I'll go with like more of
I
a
still
vanilla.
have a little of that, but there's a good strong vanilla in this.
Yeah,
The longer it sits.
I'm going to go more with that than the caramel. But there you go. That's my opinion. Your opinion. We're going to shoot it. in Nestville
Excuse me.
3-year whiskey from one of the Slovakias somewhere out there. So there it is. There's our review. And I would not recommend it. I would say get it.
No, I would try it. It was.
So there you go.
Especially if you're just starting.
I think it is a softer whiskey for those that are trying to get into whiskey, but they really don't want to jump into them harsh flavors. This is super
Or you
soft.
don't want to do a peanut butter or a flavor peach.
I think this is even a step up from that because at least
No,
you get
no.
the whiskey flavor without
It does. I'm gonna cough again, so
Okay.
we gotta end it.
There it is. Spend less, drink more. Thank you for watching.
Cheers.
Cheers.